really awesome. You can be very spiritually mature, um, but maybe not emotionally healthy, okay, or emotionally mature. Maybe that's the way to put it. But I just wanted to share the definition of emotional abundance. Somebody on Twitter just popped in too. Okay, cool. But emotional abundance, okay? It says here the ability to feel our emotions and to reason through, understand, and effectively manage our emotions so we can appropriately respond to the people and circumstances around us. Isn't that awesome? I mean, sometimes emotions come and you just want to, act on it right there. Or feel like the world's falling apart right there. And this has taught me to kind of step away a little bit and think about it, reason through it, think about what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, what that person probably really meant. I'm just using it day to day things, but I definitely want to talk a little about loving yourself and caring about yourself because I believe that is emotional health too. Do you see that bug flying around? There's like a fly out here. I love being on my deck. I love being on my deck out here. It's beautiful, and I've got my dogs, and it's just a peaceful place to spend time with the Lord. But one thing about emotional abundance is you need your spiritual time with God. Get out the scriptures, pray. But you also need time for self nurture, and I'm learning about that as well. Time just to think about your emotions and what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, to work through some things. Grace is here, yay! So, emotional abundance is a little bit different than the spiritual health, okay? So, I want to talk about the emotional abundance a little bit. Loving yourself and protecting yourself, caring about your emotions because they matter. They really matter. Another brain tumor survivor, Kathy, yay! So you felt a lot of emotions like me. But one thing, I want to do a little exercise with you guys. Can I do that? Are y'all going to do it with me? Anybody going to do the exercise with me? It's emotional, very emotional. To me, it was. But my mom taught me this, okay? My mom, she actually had a lot of terrible things happen to her in her life, and she had some serious issues with mental health. And so she ended up in the psychiatric hospital, and I had the best time. I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick about that. We lived about an hour away from the hospital at the time. This is before I had kids. Hey, Cindy. But I remember going to visit her and actually taking her out of the hospital. She had to wear a little bracelet, And we went to the mall to buy boots. Okay, she wanted some new little winter boots. And it was so funny. We cracked up and laughed the whole time about those, getting those boots. And she felt like she escaped. Junko's on here. Yay, my Japanese friend. I love, love, love. She always talked about people thinking she busted out of the hospital with her bracelet on. And we had such a good time. Oh, I miss her so much. The funniest person I ever knew, okay? And Lydia's second. Lydia's the second funniest. Always making me laugh. But back to my mom, what she learned, one thing in the hospital that I always carried with me, it always really stuck with me, and I want you to do it with me, okay? This is a little emotional abundance exercise. So I want you to take your arms and pretend you're holding a baby, okay? And Lydia, you've done this with me before, so don't spill the beans. You are holding a precious baby, and I want you to look at the baby, look at the little eyes and the little nose and the little ears and the little lips, and feel the little baby hair, and think about how precious that baby is. And when you're holding a baby, you are not going to let anything happen to that baby, right? You are holding that baby. That baby is safe and secure in your arms. And, you look at the little fingers and the toes and you think about what all that baby's going to do. This is a life. This is somebody new who can do anything in the world. The opportunities are endless. And so you are just stroking that baby and loving on that baby. And then you realize the baby is you. The baby is you. And so I want you to remember how precious you are. You are so special. You are so wonderful. And I never want you to forget that. And always know that you're worth protecting. You are worth taking care of. Okay, that's a long word I don't get, Junko. I'm glad Kelly joined, Jessica, Gwen. But do you get that? When you're holding that precious, sweet baby that you're going to protect and you're praying over and you're wanting to bless, that baby is you. God loves you so, so much. And He doesn't want anyone to hurt you or to abuse you or take advantage of you. And He wants you to be emotionally healthy as well. And so I want you to remember that. Take some time out for yourself. Self-nurture. Do what makes you happy. And take time to think about your emotions, what you're feeling, why you're feeling it. And you may need the Lord to help walk through some things with you. Hey, Ann. I was looking at our pictures from vacation. Good morning, Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. We are still children. That's right. We are God's children. We are all babies. And you know, one thing I read this somewhere. I don't know where I got it from, but when you look at people, see them as children. Amen, Jan. Thank you, Jan. I love you too. When you look at people, and you know they may be not very nice or going through some hard times and taking it out on you, try to visualize them as little children. They're still children in God's eyes too. And when people are really rude to me and I want to get upset about it, I try to remember all the times I've been rude and made terrible mistakes and how God forgave me and is teaching me. And so try to be patient. But also protect yourself. If there's a bad environment, someone's not treating you well, you're getting bad feelings being around that person, think about that. Sit apart by yourself for a while. Think about those emotions, what you're feeling while you're feeling it. It really will help you to make wiser decisions. And there's something I wanted to read in the book, okay? I'm going to read out of this little book. I'm doing this Bible study, and it's really more about emotional abundance if you're just catching on, if you're just jumping in. Self-nurture requires me to create a quiet space for myself so I can process my emotions. Through self-nurturing activities, I can arrive at thought-filled, meaningful decisions based on reflective emotional awareness. Rather than trying to repress my deep thoughts and emotions or carry them around with me, I'm able to listen to and validate my emotions. Then by engaging my mind to think through these emotions, I'm able to get some distance from my emotions and make decisions for my life that value and respect both my thoughts and feelings. This allows me to build balance and creative solution building into my daily life. While solitude connects me with my Creator, we need that solitude, right? That quiet time with God. Self-nurture connects me with myself. Both are necessary if we desire to build emotional abundance into our lives and relationships. So for those that were late, we're talking about emotional health, emotional abundance. And I'll just read the definition one more time. A lot of people jumped in late. Hey, Lydia. I've got 2 Lydias now. Emotional abundance is the ability to feel our emotions and to reason through, understand, and effectively manage our emotions so we can appropriately respond to the people and circumstances around us. So we talked about self-love, protecting yourself, taking care of yourself, and I just want to encourage you all to do that. Remember, spirit, mind, body. You are a spirit. That's the part of you that's going to live with God forever. You have a body you live in, right? This is just our body. It's very temporary. It's important to God. We take care of it because we're going to live in it a long time, hopefully, be able to serve people, love people. And then you have your mind, your will, your emotions. So let's take care of all parts of us, you know, spiritually, spending time with the Lord. You see Suki back here? She's a little vegetable sometimes. So definitely, thank you, Gwen. Oh, I love you too. So you, and welcome, Mary Jean. I miss California. I want to be about there. So beautiful. But definitely invest in yourself by taking that time out. And a lot of people, like me, I like to do something while I'm thinking, not just sit all the time. That can get boring. But walking the dogs is a good time for me just to reflect. Sometimes I pray, but sometimes I just try to reason through my emotions and think about different situations I've encountered that left me feeling uneasy, like something wasn't right. And that gives me a chance to just kind of talk to myself even and think things through. So tell me what you do to stay emotionally healthy. Are there any things that you do? Do you take time out for yourself to just reason through? I'd love to see y'all comment on that and hear more about that. I'm excited. We are going to the late service, so I'm waiting on Wade and Ethan to get it together. Aw, thank you, Lydia Cody. You're a light to so many around you. I see you on Facebook blessing all the women you teach your refit classes to, your Zumba classes. You're a blessing. And I want to talk about that too. If you're continually pouring out and helping others, don't forget to refuel. Even Jesus did that, y'all. He took time away from the crowds. He went to the Father. He spent time with God. So you definitely need to do that. And then remember, you matter. Your emotions matter. They count. And if you need professional help, I always say get that. If you need medication, I always say get that. Don't let the world tell you that it's a sin to have anxiety or you're not going to the Lord with it. That's foolishness, okay? You can be very spiritually mature, very spiritually on target with the Lord, but you still have been through some stuff or are going through some things, and you need some help walking through that. So I hope you all are blessed with a great Sunday. And remember, spend time with the Lord. Spend time with yourself. You matter. Yes, Lydia, refuel. Amen. I love you guys. Oh, and I'm going to be, I send a newsletter out. I don't know how many people actually read it, but I send a newsletter out. So if you want to be on that list, just go to thefitnessangel.net. And on that front page, it says sign up for Angels newsletters. I'm going to send a newsletter out, my new fitness schedule. I'm adding a couple of classes. I'm excited. Y'all know fitness is my passion. I love working out. I think that keeps me emotionally healthy sometimes too. But definitely doing that. And I have my new shirts. I have a new hoodie. Thank you, Jessica. And I'm going to give a portion to all the sales starting today to childhood cancer. Okay, just think about holding that baby that was you. You want to self-nurture and take care of, but think about holding your child and that child getting cancer and leaving. And so many people are ready to jump into breast cancer awareness, which is October, which is so important. And I know a lot of wonderful breast cancer survivors, but think of those who had childhood cancer. Okay, they get very small amount of money for research, and it's important we acknowledge those kiddos and their parents. And my friend Jeannie had a beautiful daughter named Carly, and Carly's in heaven now, and had a huge battle with cancer, was in so much pain, and just so sad. So sad. I'm glad Carly is not suffering anymore, definitely. But I know her mom's suffering and misses her every day, and all those that knew and loved Carly. And also my friend Jack Johnson is with the Lord now, who had a brain tumor and died. And young boy, beautiful parents. And then my friend Kim, who had her son Matthew, who also died of a brain tumor, very similar to mine. We can't forget these children, and we need to remember September is Go Gold for childhood cancer. So I'm going to give a proceed to all my sales to that in honor of Carly. She has a wonderful foundation set up, and I'll be sharing about that in my newsletter, and of course on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I'll try to do a little bit of everything because I love all of you guys. Y'all are like my family to me, so I just thank you. Have a great Sunday. I think it's almost time for church. If you don't have a home church,